Okay, so what happens when you take the raw, untamed power of a Ghost Rider and you fuse it with the cosmic, reality-bending knowledge of the Sorcerer Supreme? Well, you get one of the most incredible, most unique heroes in the entire Marvel Universe. Today, we're going to dive deep into the story of Kushala.
Right out of the gate, when the current Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange himself, introduces one of his predecessors, you know you've got to listen. And with just a few words, he perfectly sets the stage. She's not just powerful, she is complex. She's mysterious, and she's carrying secrets that have defined her amazing story.
So let's just break that down for a second. Who is Kushala? She's an Apache woman from the 19th century. And here's the kicker. She holds two of the most powerful and, you'd think, completely contradictory titles in all of Marvel. How does one person even become both the literal embodiment of vengeance and the master of all mystic arts?
Well, like pretty much every Ghost Rider, her journey starts with a deep, personal tragedy. And for Kushala, that tragedy didn't just give her power, it would set her on a quest that would define her entire life. This is how she was forged in fire.
So, we're going way back in time, to the mid-1800s. And this isn't just some random date, right? It's a very specific and often brutal historical setting that's absolutely crucial for understanding where she comes from.
And this is just how fast her entire world fell apart. US Army soldiers murdered her parents, and in her grief and absolute rage, she let out this prayer. But what answered her wasn't a god, it was a spirit of vengeance. And just like that, it possessed her, transforming her into what they called the Demon Rider.
And let's be clear, this wasn't some controlled, precise transformation. Not at all. She was completely consumed by this new power. We're told she burned her enemies so intensely that literally only their spirits were left behind. I mean, that just shows you the raw, untamed power she was dealing with at first.
And this little detail is just brilliant. It shows that underneath the flaming skull and the hellfire, there's still a person in there. This hairband, her father's hairband, is a constant physical reminder of the life that was stolen from her and the humanity she is desperately fighting to hold on to.
But see, becoming the Demon Rider wasn't the end of her story. It was actually just the beginning of a brand new quest to find a way to control the very demon that was the source of all her power. Her motivation here wasn't about just getting more power. No, she saw this whole thing as a curse. So she set off on this journey across the entire globe, hunting down every single form of magic she could find. Nordic, earth magic, you name it. Not to get stronger, but to find a cure.
And this is where things get kinda wild. It's the ultimate irony, right? In her desperate search to get rid of one supernatural power, she ended up mastering all the others. Her dedication and her raw talent were so immense that she actually became the Sorcerer Supreme for the entire mid-1800s.
Right? That is the big question, because her story takes this absolutely insane turn, jumping forward centuries into the future. So let's get into how that happened. Her arrival in our time, well, it wasn't exactly a smooth ride. She got pulled into this massive cosmic conflict, all based on a promise that, you guessed it, would end up being broken.
So get this, the legendary Merlin recruits her for a team of Sorcerer Supreme from all through time, and he makes her a promise, help us, and we'll finally exorcise your demon. But what happens? She gets betrayed by a teammate, and yes, that is the Sir Isaac Newton, and then Merlin just leaves her, strands her in the 21st century.
And this is all he leaves her with. Talk about cryptic, right? He basically just tells her, hey, you're on your own now. Good luck. Just imagine, she's a woman from the 1800s, completely alone in a world she doesn't even recognize. But, you know, she does adapt, and in this great, very human moment from the comics, we find out she actually starts to like some of our modern wonders, especially internet cat videos. I guess even a Sorcerer Supreme Ghost Rider isn't immune to the charm of a good cat video. But her time in the present wasn't all about adjusting. It was really about finishing her quest. She finds out that the final piece of this ancient entity that's possessing her has found a new host, and that host is the most famous Ghost Rider of them all, Johnny Blaze.
And this is her path to true mastery. She confronts the demon. She learns its true origin, and then she does the one thing that seemed impossible. She chooses to let go of her vengeance. And that single act of finding peace was all it took. It weakened the spirit enough for her to finally tame it and bring it fully under her command.
And with that, she won.
Her quest, which had literally spanned centuries, was finally over. She had control. She said goodbye to our new friends like Doctor Strange, and at long last, she returned to her own time in the 1800s.
So what does it actually mean to be both a spirit of vengeance and a Sorcerer Supreme? Let's take a look at her incredible legacy.
I mean, just look at this. This comparison just shows you the insane scale of her abilities. On one side, you have all the raw, physical power of a Ghost Rider, the Hellfire, the super strength, the flaming Phantom Horse, and on the other, you've got the intricate, reality-bending skills of the Sorcerer Supreme. It's a combination we've never really seen before.
And her power set has some abilities that are truly unique. Her horse can just ride through the vacuum of space. And unlike Doctor Strange's astral projection, she can physically travel to other dimensions. And get this, she can even possess her own descendants, connecting her legacy directly through her bloodline across time.
And this, for my money, is her ultimate triumph. After returning to her time, she didn't just disappear. She built a life. She started a family. She created a bloodline. And she became a true legend. It proves her story was never just about power. It was about living.
But you know how it goes in the comics. Peace is often just temporary. Her story isn't over. A massive battle with none other than Doctor Doom across the time stream has pulled her right back into the modern era. Her time of rest is officially done.
And that really brings us to the core of it all. Kushala's entire journey has been about this one question. She was born from rage, but she chose control. She was defined by vengeance, but she built a legacy of family and wisdom. Her story completely challenges the very nature of what a spirit of vengeance can even be.